for tonight's shave. Duplicate yesterday's to a good degree. I'm going to use the same soap. Dove Men+Care. Got a couple of guys online curious, and I'm kind of curious too. I used it yesterday, but the performance, it was passable. But I want to see if it's maybe a little better, and maybe I didn't get the formula quite right yesterday. The blade is different. Today's an Astra Superior Platinum, and yesterday was a feather. And my first pass, even though it was just a day of growth, was a little on the rough side. Was that a fault of the soap not protecting very well? Or was it the fault of the 29 use feather blade that I had? So that's why we're taking away the feather blade. And I'm bringing the Astra, which has done very well for me recently, even though it's not small on the use count. This will be the 13th use, so it's still probably farther than a lot of people take their razors. Today's Boar brush is the 2000 from Semogue. Long bristles, relatively speaking. Kind of reminds me of the Semogue Owners Club. It's been soaking in distilled water, and it gave me a very good showing just a few days ago, fresh out of the box, the first use of it. So I'm going to throw a little water on my face. All right, so I'm going to take the soap. It's dried out from yesterday. Just keep it in my palm. Yesterday was a Boar brush as well, probably the 1305, I think. I'm going to shake most of the water out like I did yesterday. And yesterday I did a 40-second load on the puck here, but it gave me a couple extra passes. So let's just do 30 today. Counter's going to roll over to 30 in 2 seconds. So there we go. We'll stop when it hits 3. And just like yesterday, it's a little on the kind of the wet side with the dripping and all that stuff. "15 seconds in. I did kind of reconsider the scent later on last night as I sat in front of my computer, still kind of smelling it. All right, there we go. Plenty of suds on my hands. Just like yesterday, kind of wiping up the excess. Okay. Scent was a little bit obnoxious, a little bit strong, but not too bad. Maybe a little too much floral in there, I don't know. Okay, so the Chris Bradley's ready to go, and now we can go ahead and this is a 3D printable bowl. Instructions or the files for it are in the description of the video. So this Semogue's a little different from the other ones. It's got maybe a 5mm longer loft, the length of the bristles. I'm glad the handle is nice and chunky. Pretty ergonomic for being so small. Pretty big splay. Later on, if it splays out even more and it becomes maybe a little wider than you might want, you can throw an O-ring at the base of it to rein them in just a little bit. I believe 3 teaspoons was the water used yesterday. I went ahead and put in a whole teaspoon right now, but especially around 2 teaspoons, now that I've reduced the load time, I'm going to watch it a little more carefully. think it's at a quarter or a third or something like that of this was moisturizing ingredients, another quarter of the bar, so that could help. I didn't have any problem with post-shave issues. I did go ahead and throw on a balm yesterday, but I went through a good many minutes after the shave not having a problem at all. I do have oily skin, but still looks like it's fine. Half a teaspoon added. Just want to get a good idea if it's got any creamy qualities. Yesterday's lather didn't really, it was workable, but it wasn't creamy. And see if maybe it contributes to a rough shave on the first pass. Second and third were fine yesterday. So there we go so far. Not a whole lot available here. Decent cushion. Feels kind of, you know, slick to the fingers. Kind of small bubbles in it. I kind of feel like this brush may not have stirred the soap up quite as much as I wanted. So what I'm going to do is just kind of do another bit of loading on the soap puck. Let's just do like 10 seconds. There we go. You know, maybe I should have done the same brush, but you know, proof of concept with the lather is really what I'm working on here. As I said yesterday, the scent is, I think it's in the family of invigorating, zesty, fresh type scents, and so I think it'd be great for a morning wake up. Add just a little more water to help to join with the soap that we've now added. A little bit more. So now we've got about a little over 2 teaspoons of water in the lather. probably do. Big old splay with this brush. All right. A little bit of water on my face. And let's see what we get. I'll kind of compare it maybe to Irish Spring, though I definitely like the scent on Irish Spring a little better. It's not quite as obnoxious, but Irish Spring doesn't give you a creamy feel, but it's very serviceable. It's just not luxurious like the like Yardley is, or Shugar Soapworks, both able to be found at the Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, this is thicker than yesterday, a little bit. Try it out. Feels very good so far, much better than yesterday. It's giving the razor a nice glide. Skin feels pretty good, pretty well protected at this point. Sometimes that's a build-up issue, and it can be deceptive because it feels okay at first, and then you start feeling it in one of the subsequent passes. There we go. Nice quick first pass. No pulling at all. And I'm going to rinse. All right. So that went well, that first pass. This is a big splay brush. All right. Very light touch, just holding it very lightly. And right now it's kind of just flopping around in my hand. I'm kind of just holding the pivot point. That way the razor will give instead of pressing in too hard on any contours that I may mess up on. Very nice, comfy, very comfy. And it's time for the third pass. I'm glad I went ahead and went back to the puck for a little bit more soap. This long bristle brush really kind of needed a little bit of extra load time. If I was loading from a tub, I'm sure it might just need the same load time. Be a little bit more confined space, you know. The first pass, the rinse of it was not very creamy at all. It didn't really have a luxurious feel. But the second one did feel better. So let's see how the third one feels. Pretty much using up all the, I mean, I probably could put together another pass from what's in the brush and a little bit that's here. So that might be a good judicious amount to go with if you wanted to use this soap as your shaver, as your daily driver. There's my phone's microphone. So good that you just heard my stomach rumbling. I love the A. I can move pretty fast. This is the A plate in the Christopher Bradley razor. You can move pretty fast. It's just very smooth. And I still get a nice close cut. And there we go. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good shave soap. Not as luxurious and creamy as the two other ones I mentioned, the Yardley and the Shugar Soapworks, but better than Irish Spring in terms of feel. I mixed it a little thicker than I did yesterday, and while after the first pass I didn't really have a creamy feeling, like I said, that's standard for me, even for a dedicated shaving soap. The oils in my face probably mix with the lather and break it down a little bit more so that it just doesn't feel as good coming off my face after the first pass. But then my face is clean, ready to go, and so the lather from the second pass and the third pass often will feel a lot better. And sure enough, it did have a certain amount of creaminess to it, better than Irish Spring, which is serviceable, you know. And I like the scent. So I think this one's a little better. And in terms of if you got a double-edged razor as a gift and you were just aching to try it out, head to Walmart and pay $3.50 for 3 bars of this Men+Care from Dove and go at it. And I think it can help you to enjoy some good shaves, to learn good technique. It's not going to be top notch, but it's for $3.50. It's for $1.12 or something per bar, and I think it's a great. I think that's really batting above its pay grade. So yeah, and if you really like it, if you wanted to keep it around, keep your shaving in a really nice budget, you can take that bar, instead of palm lathering it like that all the time, you can shave it down with a cheese grater and then press those shavings into a container that's suitable for loading, and you'd be a happy camper. So yeah, thumbs up. Seal of approval. Decent. The smell didn't bother me as much today, and that's kind of normal sometimes. Right off the bat, first use, smell is a little stronger. I didn't really mind it today at all. It wasn't in my face. So face feels good. Whatever moisturizing ingredients are in there. Yep, and I have a nice close result. So yesterday, maybe it was all about the feather. Maybe I thinned down the lather just a little bit too much. Maybe it's a combination of the two. My guess might be the feather at its age, almost 30 uses, just maybe doesn't quite work all that well with such a mild head on the Karve Christopher Bradley razor. So yeah, my vote. In terms of performance, it seems to work a little bit better than Irish Spring. Cool. And so, like I said earlier, if you just wanted to try out shaving or get into a budget soap, you could go and get some of this, use it for a while you shopped around, because there's so many artisan soaps available, even low-cost options on Amazon like Arco, Williams. Some of those. Williams is a little touchy sometimes if you don't kind of get the right technique. What else? What are some of the other inexpensive ones? They escape me for now. But while there's all kinds of good options out there, and so this will hold you in good stead while you search and evaluate. So how about that? Very nice. And yes, 2¼ teaspoons is approximately the amount of water that I use to make the lather. And the brush performed really well again. This is use number 2 for it. The Astra Platinum continues to work really well inside the Chris Bradley razor. All right, well, I'm all done. It's time to go to bed. I'll throw on some balm or something. Yesterday I think I used Nivea Post Shave Balm Original, and because I didn't really need it, but I just felt like you throw in something on. Face feels good. It's not a drying kind of feeling, so I could definitely walk away without any post shave. I could with oily skin, because my skin's going to bounce back pretty quick, almost too quick. So hey, I hope there was something here for you. If you're shopping for a cheap soap, then this Dove Men+Care. This was the Extra Fresh, I think. Yeah, that's right. It was EF was the abbreviation. I know that fresh was the F, so maybe it's Extra Fresh. And if you were thinking about inexpensive soap to try out, then I think this is a decent option. So this is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Take care and good night.